Hi, everyone. Welcome to Finding Connection Through Storytelling and Movement. My name is April, and I will be your Zoom host today. This program is presented as part of our Free Hope series, Healing Online for People Everywhere, which was created in 2020 at the start of the pandemic to support the resilience of our global community through social emotional arts. We would like to begin today by acknowledging the Tongva Nation, on whose land the city of Los Angeles, where we are based, rests today. We hold respect and gratitude for the Tongva people who still consider themselves the caretakers of this land. By their example, we are reminded of our responsibility to our planet and to one another. Let's take a moment in our own way to honor the indigenous communities of past and present on whose land you are joining from today. Today's program is in a meeting format, so please keep yourself muted until prompted otherwise. We suggest that you stay on gallery view throughout the session to help with efficiency. Please raise your digital hand when prompted for questions and comments. If you have the latest version of Zoom installed, the raise hand button will be located at the bottom of your Zoom screen under reactions. You can also find it by clicking on the participants button at the bottom of the screen. Then in that window, click the raise hand button. We invite you to add your pronouns to your name as well. There will be 10 minutes of Q&A at the end of this program. Let's welcome today's presenters, Chloe Rossi Schuin and Vicki Alvarez. Chloe is a licensed marriage and family therapist, performer, dancer, and co-creator and lead facilitator for Let's Dance It Out, a therapeutic movement program for teens and adults with special needs. She is currently training as a dance movement therapist through Alternate Route. Vicki is a registered dance movement therapist, performer, dancer, and co-creator and program director for Let's Dance It Out. Both Chloe and Vicki have been co-facilitating this Dance for All workshop since 2017. So without further ado, I will go ahead and turn it over to them. Good morning or good afternoon.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, April and UCLA Arts and Healing. We're super excited to be here. So since we are a relatively small group, I think we can start with like just some introductions. What do you think, Vicki?
Yeah.
We're like 21, looks like. So we're just going to introduce ourselves, our name, our pronouns, and maybe one or two gestures, like easy one, like a little movement to express one or two qualities we love about ourselves. So I'm gonna start. I'm Chloe, she, her, and a movement would be, for me, playful and caring. Gonna pass it to Vicki.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Vicki. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And some qualities I love about myself is that I'm optimistic and also loving. And I will pass it to Ellen.
Hi, I'm Ellen. I'm in Davis. I think I recognize you from another class, and so I'm very excited. I'm gonna do excited to see it. I know it was an awesome class, and I'm a big fan of butterflies for transformation. So I'll do butterfly.
Wonderful. Ellen, would you like to popcorn it over to another friend?
Sure. I have a super limited view. That's why I've been messing around. But the only other person I see beside you is Kevin. So Kevin, it's yours.
Oh, we can't hear you, Kevin.
Wait up, yo.
Oh, there we go.
Mute. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Name's Kevin Bautista, he, him, hailing from Manila across the Pacific, and my movements are excitable and curious, as in what's there?
Awesome.
What's there? What's in that place? And it's my first time here. By the way, I'm the son of mom who attended UCLA.
Thank
Virtual.
you. Oh, good to see you. Good to have you here.
Yeah.
Would you like to popcorn it over to someone else?
I'm going to popcorn it to Dr. Reggie.
Hello, everyone. From New York, I'm Reggie Matthew. I'm from New York. I use she, her pronouns, and my two favorite qualities is I'm a shameless drama queen, and I'm also, I like my compassionate heart.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Go ahead and choose someone else.
Okay, and I want to popcorn it on to Marlene. Marlene, she's on an iPhone.
Marlene.
Sure.
I don't know if she can, I'm turning it over to you, Marlene, your turn.
Oh, is it Marion?
Marion.
Oh, Marion, okay. It's
Hi.
Marion's, I'm sorry.
I'm on
It's
the phone and I'm
Marlene
trying
here.
to figure out the mute. Sorry about that.
No
Hi,
worries.
my name is Dr. Marian Pena. I'm in from Sanford, Florida, but right now I'm in Melbourne, Florida. Pronouns she, her, and my gestures will be excited and caring.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And I will pass it to, let me look, hold on, let me scroll down. Vicky just went, Pamela.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Pamela Modeste, a drama therapist. I'm here in Los Angeles. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And let's see, my gestures are calm and just do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pamela. Go ahead and popcorn it over to someone else.
Oh, let's see. Who did not go yet? Then Dan?
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name's Dan. I'm in Los Angeles and North Hollywood, originally from New York, but I've been out here for a very long time. Let's see. What are my gestures? Maybe one for sensitive and maybe one for artsy. This is my artsy movement.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
Let's see. Let me switch over to the other screen here. Who is not gone? I'll popcorn it to Martha.
Hello, I'm Monica. My pronouns are she and hers. I'm tuning in from Arizona, and my movements are creative and, like somebody else, caring. And I would like to pass it on to the person that's logged in under James W.
Thank you. I just noticed it's under my husband's name. I'll change it.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, so I'm Jessica in W, and I'm in LA, and my gestures is embarrassed and upset, and excited.
Thanks, Jessica, right? Did you popcorn it over to someone else? We can't hear you though.
How about for Reggie?
I already went.
Okay, Kevin?
It did go. We have Valerie. We have
Valerie. Thank you.
All right. Hello, my name is Valerie. I am the dancing life coach. My pronouns are she, they. I live in Los Angeles, and the qualities about myself that I love: I am powerful, I am focused, and I am energizing.
Love it.
Makes me want to.
And whoever hasn't gone, just go.
I think Susan.
Hi, I'm driving right now, so I'll be there in a minute. So I probably can't talk too long, but I'm calling from Sacramento and I'm glad to see everybody. So I will, in a couple minutes, I'll be able to be more engaged. So.
Good to have you. Be careful driving. I guess, who do we have?
Yeah, maybe if you can pass my brother right now. So if you could pass it on to somebody else, but thank you.
That's fine. Cindy Montoya.
Hi everyone, I'm Cindy and I'm from the Los Angeles, Pasadena-ish area. And I'm she, her, my pronouns are she, her. Gestures would be, I guess, I'm a heart person. So I guess it's heart. But I'm also very strong. So, yeah.
Who hasn't gone?
Martha Nieto.
Lisa.
Hi, my name is Marta Nieto. I am from Mexico, but I live in Phoenix, Arizona. And my history will be like, I love to learn, so and sensitive.
All right.
I pass it to I think the one that are Mara Rochelle. Oh, Lisa, see? Mara Rochelle.
Is it Eliza or Elisa?
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm in Los Angeles, and I'll do just this today. And it's nice to meet everyone, and it's really nice people here from all over. I just want to say I'm gonna need to get off. I can't stay for the whole thing, so I just wanted people to know that, and nice to see everyone. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you for letting us know. And welcome. Who didn't go? Like, hold on, let's see.
I can go.
Oh, go ahead.
It's Elisa. My pronouns are they, she. I'm from San Diego. And mine's also love to learn. And Flory.
No.
And I don't know who else hasn't gone.
All
Carmen?
right.
I don't think that's right.
Can also just maybe tell them about yourself. Oh, Diana. Hi, Diana. She said, I'm in the car. She, her from Los Angeles, playful image running man, caring image Barney dance. I love you. You love me. All right. Hi, Diana. Good to have you here. Then we have Carmen and Michelle and another user, calling user.
Awesome. All right. Well, maybe we can just move on to our movement meditation.
Welcome all.
Everybody, welcome so much. We're so excited to have you today. Yes, Flory and I just want to share some of the awesome tools that have helped us kind of help express ourselves during this time. We know that with the pandemic, there's been a lot of feelings to come up, and just using our body has been our ultimate tool to help us get through that. And so we just wanted to share that with you all. And so throughout this workshop, feel free to just release any sort of judgment you have on yourself and others. Any thoughts that come up, approach them with compassion. If you need to use the restroom at any time or get a snack, drink some water, feel free to take care of your bodies. There's no right or wrongs here. It's all really just about connecting and using our bodies to communicate with each other. So yeah, we'll go ahead and just do a little bit of movement to get ourselves warmed up. So if you have some space, feel free to utilize that. You can stand up, or if you're in a chair, you know, find all the flexible ways we can move there. And I'll go ahead and start sharing my music. Here we go. And so just finding your feet on the ground, on the floor, wherever it may be. Finding a place to help you start feeling grounded in your own body. Lori, if the music is fine too low, please just let me know, okay? All right, so getting nice and tall. We're gonna go ahead and put our hands just right on the side carpet. And from here,
can't hear you well though.
Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna start with standing up nice and tall, placing both of our hands on our wrists on the side. Or just gonna adjust our breath. Last exhale. Notice the movement side to side.
Vicky,
having a hard time
Vicky,
hearing
it's hard to hear you. I can't really hear your instructions.
Sorry, is the music too loud?
Maybe,
You might,
maybe
it's,
just a little.
maybe you might be too far from the speaker to be. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can hear the music kind of okay?
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Technology is not always my best friend, but it's all good. All right. So just moving kind of side to side. Notice the sway in your body. We're going to go ahead and explore the horizontal dimension, side to side. So feel free, you don't have to look at the screen. Just kind of notice the space around you. So notice what is to the right of you, what is to the left of you. Moving our head side to side. Kind of feeling that flow. Nice. And as you're continuing to move, notice your feet, how they can transition from side to side. What does that flow feel like? Wonderful. Notice a nice big stretch along the side. Whatever feels good for your body, go ahead and reach for that. Right. And then going ahead and placing one hand on the top of your head and the other hand on the lower back. We're going to stand nice and tall, breathing, using the pull, reaching up, and also feeling a line going all the way down to the center of the earth. Kind of notice what it's like in this vertical dimension. So as we're lifting up, maybe we're bending our knees and going on our toes. We're switching our arms and reaching. Whatever feels good to you, just let go of your head. Looking up and down. Wonderful. Nice. Getting all those little kinks out, whatever place you feel tension in the body. See if you can find a release there. Nice. Getting some wiggles in. Wonderful. And then lastly, placing one hand on your sternum and one hand on the back of the body. Noticing your breath as you inhale and exhale. And notice the flow moving forward and backwards.
Maybe without the music would be best.
What is that?
Maybe without the music would be best.
Okay.
Let's focus on the music. If we can focus on the movement and what you're saying.
Go ahead and do that. Thank you
Yeah,
for
I think it's so weird because usually we can hear you in other workshops. I don't know why.
I don't know, Zoom is weird today. So placing one hand on the front of your sternum and one hand on the back, the center of your back. Taking a breath in, notice the expansion in your chest. Exhale, feeling the contraction. And as you start to breathe, notice your body moving forwards and backwards. And see what it's like to explore that sagittal dimension where you can move forward, you can move back. Maybe taking a couple steps forward, couple steps back. What does that feel like? Maybe you reach your hand forward, reaching the other one back. Just playing with your body in this space. What does it feel like moving forwards and backwards? Maybe reflecting on our daily lives. What does it mean to move forward? What does it mean to reach back? Wonderful. Feeling that flow in the arms, in your chest, in your belly. Maybe noticing the strength in your back and how much it holds. Wonderful. And then going ahead and playing with all three of the different dimensions. So we have horizontal side to side, We have the vertical up and down. And then we have the sagittal, which is forwards and back. Maybe see what it feels like to explore all of those different dimensions, allowing your gaze to flow wherever it needs to, releasing tension in the neck and shoulders. Maybe there's a nice roll, a nice twist. Feeling whatever feels good for your body today. How can you take care of yourself? Provide yourself nourishment. Wonderful. And then taking maybe another 60 seconds to explore all of these 3 dimensions. With the breath. Nice. And then slowing down your movement even more. Moving your way back to stillness. Finding a place that's comfortable for you. With our hands right by our sides, we're gonna take our breath in, reaching all the way up, inhale. And then hands together, and then exhale, bring our hearts to our heart center. Wonderful, reaching up one more time, inhale, take a breath in. And then exhale, let it go. Nice, go ahead and shake that off. Oof. Sorry, my music was still playing a little bit. All right, awesome. Are we feeling a little awake, a little tired, warmed up? We're feeling good. Okay, get some water if you need to. Yeah, no problem. So we're gonna go ahead and move into a little bit of a presentation mode here. And so April, if you can pull up those slides, that would be great. All right, so as you know, and as April introduced us, I'm a registered dance movement therapist. Chloe is in taking the alternate route at the moment, so we'll be a movement therapist soon. Yes, Dr. Reggie, definitely. The movements that we just did in the warm up right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, for everybody, that's I like to call that like a 3-dimensional movement. So just playing with the horizontal dimension, the vertical dimension, and then also the sagittal dimension. So just kind of help us to stay grounded and be aware of our body and the space and kind of orient ourselves to that wherever we may be. So yeah, with movement therapy, this is, I mean, I have a passion for it, huge passion for it. Both of us do, me and Chloe and myself. And so the definition that the American Dance Therapy Association provides is that dance movement therapy is the psychotherapeutic use of movement to promote social, cognitive, and emotional and physical integration of the individual. And so movement therapy can be used across many populations and very, it has been very helpful to find as a kind of alternate way of kind of processing and just having that mind-body connection, which I feel has been something that was quite noticeable during the pandemic. And so just being able to provide those kind of like tools to help us using our bodies to regulate and cope with the different scenarios and situations that we go through. So, Chloe, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that.
No, I was just also gonna say, like, yeah, this is our passion. Definitely, we run a program, and I'm actually in the middle of a training right now for dance and movement therapy, and this is my lunch break, which is very interesting because I've been a student the whole morning, and now I have like, okay, let's put on my teacher hat. But I can't think of anything specific to say right now, but that it's so connecting, and we're dance and movement therapy itself, like movement, dance itself. So I think we'll get to it a little bit more later, but I think we can go into the next slide, April. So we're just going to look at the benefits of storytelling, or just storytelling in general, because that's what we're going to look at later. So in terms of child development, so infant psychologists and developmental psychologists report that an individual growing perception of relationships and narrative, understanding of intimate social interactions, is directly related to their early nonverbal parent-child interactive histories. So children who have been held appropriately and their nonverbal communications responded to with sensitivity tend to see social interaction in a more positive way. And when they're asked to tell projective stories during preschool or elementary, primary years, their narratives involve more successful social outcomes regarding emotional conflicts. Whereas if children that have not been held appropriately and develop avoidance in their physical interaction with their caretakers tend to be less positive and trusting in their perception of others. And their later stories describe either greater conflict or they lack entirely human interaction. So this suggests that connection between the physical experience of interactions of the body and the psychological symbolic understanding of relationships, the mind, there's a connection there. So the goal of using physical storytelling is to produce a dance of physical interaction in which a teller can project their internal story that helps unite the bodily felt experience with the transformative metaphor. So connection can be found through storytelling. And in dance and movement therapy, storytelling can be a powerful process of synergy in which the art and the group interaction mutually enhance each other. So telling a story publicly, seeing it reflected back with movement, realizing that it is accepted and valued by others can be a healing experience for the teller. And for the audience as well, can be a very powerful experience because there is an integration and affirmation happening that creates a stronger and more authentic connection between the audience and the teller and the dancer or movers we'll get to experience later. So to understand this better, we have a short video, brief video that will help us understand this concept of storytelling and dance and movement therapy, how it looks like, where it comes from. And the woman talking in the video is Sarah Arnett. She's a dance and movement therapist who's been in the field for like about more than 25 years. And she specializes in group therapy for adults, adolescents, and children. So hope you enjoy it. Go ahead. Oh.
All the way up.
It was October 11, 2001, 1 month after 9/11, and the day anthrax hit the news. It was also the opening day for the 36th Annual American Dance Therapy Association Conference in Raleigh, North Carolina. I was one of the co-chairs, and we had spent about 2 years planning for the conference. Right after 9/11, we weren't even sure that we would have a conference. Fortunately, we were able to proceed with the conference. However, many New York members and presenters were unable to attend due to the recent tragedy. There were many holes and slots available in the program as people realized they wouldn't be able to make it to North Carolina. At the last minute, I offered to do a physical storytelling workshop to fill one of those slots. 20 dance therapists attended that workshop. Physical storytelling is a form that I learned from dance movement therapists Connor Kelly and Steve Harvey. A teller shares a story in a group setting, and then the teller chooses members from the audience to retell that story in movement. The teller then becomes part of the audience to watch their story unfold. Physical storytelling has aspects of playback theater, authentic movement, and dance movement therapy. When the mover shares in a group setting, it validates their stories and the emotional response to it. The movers' retelling of the nonverbal story adds the collective unconscious and their listening perspective of the story that may be new. The teller has told the story many times in their head over and over with the same ending. The movers stepping into their role have a huge empathic connection because they actually step into the story. The teller actually has a chance to step out of their own story so they can hear it with new lenses, have new conclusions, perspectives, and understandings. The viewing audience responds to the movement retelling by projecting their response onto the story as well, sort of like a moving Rorschach. The story that needed to be told that day was of a dance therapist that worked in a Brooklyn hospital. The day room of the hospital looked out onto Manhattan, where they could watch the towers burn and fall. The dance therapist had a brand new student there. There were patients in the day room, and she was there watching the horror. Her question for us and dilemma in the workshop was who she was supposed to be, what she was supposed to do, and what it all meant. Was she there to be a supervisor, a therapist, or a citizen? As facilitator of the workshop, I was also director, and in the North Carolina conference room, there was a huge window that looked out on downtown Raleigh. So that became the stage. The teller chose 3 movers. They agreed to play her as therapist, the student, and the patient. I had the 3 movers turn and face the window looking out into the city, while the teller and myself as director, as well as the rest of the audience, sat in the back watching the story be told from the back using the movements. As the story began, they began far apart from each other. As the story unfolded, they began to move closer and closer to each other until at the end they were holding each other with that shared experience of looking out the window at the towers burn and fall. The group had a validating and empathic response to the widest range of feelings and experiences. There was a sense of cohesion in the group and a sense of validation for the teller.
Awesome. Thank you so much, April. So I feel like after that, it was very powerful. I think we can try and have our own experience with storytelling, although it's gonna look different. April, if you want, we can just go back to gallery because we are on Zoom, so we're gonna adapt. Go ahead, Vicky.
All right, awesome. So for pretty much almost the remainder of this meeting, we are going to kind of each of us in our own ways see how we can participate in helping people with kind of with their own stories. And so the first couple of rounds, we'll maybe hopefully get a couple volunteers to offer maybe a few sentences, about 2 to 3 sentences of how they felt at the beginning of the pandemic, or maybe at some point during the pandemic. And go ahead and just describe that verbally, and then we'll ask for a volunteer to kind of move through how they sort of can embody that in their own body for about a couple minutes or so, not very long. And then we can kind of keep taking rounds with that. It kind of will make more sense as we just do it. Yeah, does anybody have any questions about that? Like how that looks, or? Okay. All right. Awesome. So we'll start off with a couple rounds of just kind of individual stories. So again, just 2 to 3 sentences, a vignette of maybe a moment during the pandemic of how you felt. Are we able to get any volunteers to get us started? Dr. Reggie Matthew. Awesome.
I'd like to share it in terms of a metaphor, if that's okay.
Sure.
So I'm mountain climbing, And I don't need to get to the top of the mountain, but I at least want to get midway where there's this big safe ledge and I can get there and rest.
That's how it felt like, how it was like.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And so now we'll ask maybe if there's a brave volunteer who can kind of get us started to be the first mover and just move just for a couple minutes. Doesn't need to be quite performative. You can be kind of in your own world as you're moving through Dr. Reggie Matthews' story.
Literally, there's no right or wrong. There's not a technique we're looking for here. Like dance technique is just embody this whole idea. What Dr. Reggie just talked about. Who would like to start? Who's the brave volunteer?
Pamela. Awesome. So Pamela, I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. If you already feel your movement coming to a close, that's totally fine. Just once you find stillness, we'll know. And kind of we'll just move through the nonverbal communication in that way. And I'll let you know about if you move to 2 minutes, I'll let you know when you have about 15 seconds left.
Okay.
All right, awesome. And we have your video spotlighted and feel free to start.
Okay. So just to clarify, you're climbing up a hill and you're struggling to climb up a hill and then looking to get to that flat rest?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's steep. Yeah.
It's steep. Okay. I have no idea.
Go for it. Just
but I want
whatever you heard, express it yourself.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pamela. Thank you. So we're gonna have we're gonna talk about it a little bit for a couple of minutes. I'd like to start with Dr. Reggie. Am I saying your name right?
Just Reggie, yeah.
Reggie. How was it like to just like see, first of all, to tell your story and then to see it? Like,
yeah. I like telling it in the form of a metaphor because I feel like it just allows for a lot more room than just a sentence. But I just want to thank Pamela so much. That was so moving. I felt like almost teary because she captured the steepness of the mountain. But I also noticed her looking around, you know, looking upward, and I was very intrigued what she laid down. So that was very moving to me. So she just also moved that she gave me an image of not being alone climbing up that mountain. So that was so touching. Thank you so much, Pamela. That was very moving.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I'd like to hear also from you, Pamela. How was it like, you know, to embody that, like to feel it in your body and express it?
Well, first I could relate. So yeah, so I could relate. So that made it easier. And I had no, it was a moment to moment thing, of course. And I didn't realize that someone was there to help carry the load until midway. And then I could actually carry it, because now it was like, now I had strength to actually hold it and climb at the same time. Yeah. So, but it was just a moment to moment thing. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. It was definitely very moving to watch. And I'm seeing, yes, feel free. Thanks, Vicky. Feel free to share, use the chat, everyone else who observed as an audience.
Yeah, I also want to say, just watching those deep breaths, that was so meaningful to me, because we've all had that in our life where we're just exhaling and saying, how am I going to take this next step?
Right, how?
So moving that she captured that.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
A lot of comments, beautiful. I felt chills, breathing.
And thank you, doctor, for sharing that and using the analogy. That was brilliant. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to another volunteer who would like to share maybe 2 to 3 sentences, a vignette of what it was like for them at some point during the pandemic. Jessica? Awesome.
Hi guys. That was so expressive. I think I felt shocked and just shocked for a while, terrified, isolated, and very alone. And then I think the last thing is just like waiting, like the anticipation, like what's gonna happen and when is this gonna end?
All right, thank you for sharing that. Who would like to volunteer to move Jessica's story?
Who's the brave one?
Reggie?
I would be glad to move, but I don't want to take up space if anyone else wants to try.
Let's see, does anyone else have a burning desire to share Jessica's story? All right. I think Reggie will just go ahead and go with you. Okay, awesome. So we'll go ahead and spotlight. And same thing, about 2 minutes. I'll let you know once 2 minutes has elapsed, and then ask you to bring your movement to a close from there.
Could I just clarify from Jessica again, making sure I got it right? She said the pandemic, feeling alone and isolated and tired. Was that the third word I heard? Something about being depleted?
Yes.
Okay. I remember the shock.
Yes, that was the first thing, the shock.
Whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your movement. Let's talk about it a little bit. Let's start with Jessica. Wait, I don't see everyone. Okay, Jessica, how was it like for you to witness?
That it was exactly like there's no words to describe how the movement, like it just gave me the chills. I got a little teary. Yeah, and I didn't feel alone. It was so amazing to see her describe it. It was beautiful.
How about for you, Reggie? How was it like to
That was definitely a challenge. I mean, you feel both vulnerable, but I said, okay, let me just go there, and I decided to go there.
Were you able to let yourself go there?
Yeah, I just said this is too important. Just don't be afraid and just go there.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much. Vicky, do you think we have time?
Yeah, I think we can try.
Touching. I don't feel like I don't want to rush anything.
No, I'm feeling that too. Valerie, I see a hand raise. So with this one, as we move into this, Valerie, sorry to put you on the spot here, but we're gonna transition a little bit to now a little bit of a longer story where we have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay, so kind of a 3-part story. And then what we'll do with here is have now 3 volunteers, one to move the beginning, one to move the middle, and one to move the end. And so what that will look like is we'll go ahead and spotlight the 3 videos, and then you 3 will be the only ones on the screen. We'll have the first person move. Once they find stillness, kind of find that transition, the second person will move. And again, it'll be sort of that nonverbal communication through the screen. So Valerie, are you able to share with us a 3-part story?
Sure. Like how it was at the beginning, feel free to like storytelling, right? Like whatever feels good to you to share.
Okay.
Awesome.
No problem. Okay, so in the beginning of the pandemic, when my work schedule was going to look very differently, I felt this sense of calm and ease because I'm very good with technology. And as I was doing my work online, and as I had all this other time I wasn't spending on commuting, I felt an invigoration of my self-care practices. And I was just having such an amazing time doing my work online. And I had this experience of thriving so much so that I was able to give a presentation for a business on how to become a thriving machine during quarantine.
Huh. All right. So let's go ahead and split that up with in 3. Would anybody like to volunteer to kind of do the beginning part of Valerie's story?
I'll try the beginning. Oh.
Awesome. All right, so we'll do Kevin. Can I get 2 other volunteers? One for the middle section of Valerie's story. Dan. All right, so do Kevin, add Dan to the spotlight there. And then in the ending, let me get a volunteer for the third part of the story.
Any brave one to close the story?
All right. Let's see. Martha? All right, awesome. Thank you, Martha. All right, we'll add you to the spotlight as well.
I know this is very vulnerable to share something like that, so thank you for and to watch too.
Oh, where did I lose? Okay, Martha's still there. Awesome. Okay. All right. Is everybody that's moving is very clear about the kind of different parts that you're moving in the 3? Yeah. Okay. So Kevin, we have you first. Dan, we have you second, and then Martha to kind of close us out. So each of you will go one at a time. Kevin, you'll go ahead and start moving once you're ready. And then just go ahead and find stillness in your own body. Dan will kind of pick that up and then he'll move on from there. And then Martha will do the same thing to kind of close us out.
Can we check with, I forgot your name, sorry. Can we check with her if we if we hear very well the story?
Yeah. Valerie, are you able to answer some questions or maybe summarize briefly kind of the first, second, and third parts?
Happy to answer questions and do that. But yeah, it looks like Martha already has some questions.
Yes, I put it at the end that I write, it's my second language, so sorry if I didn't capture it very well. But at the end, you do a presentation in your work about, I don't know if I write it correctly, driving machine during quarantine.
That was the name of the workshop, How to Become a Thriving Machine During Quarantine. Don't worry about the title though. It's more so being able to give a presentation to other people about how to thrive during this difficult time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Kevin, whenever you're ready, go ahead and start us.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks, everyone. Let me go back to gallery so I see everyone. So briefly, I guess we're running out of time. We're gonna have to have another workshop a little bit longer so we can explore more stories. But how was it like for you, Valerie?
You know, it's so interesting because there was a lot of the typing movement, and my work is in dance. And so even though I was doing this, I was actually way more, you know, I was very physically active during that time. So it's interesting to see, because we've been in this kind of boxed world, how the interpretation translated. But for me, it was actually, my experience of it was, it wasn't just this, but what I really appreciated was this, with all three, this sense of calm and centeredness and energize and energy, which that was absolutely happening as well. So they embodied the energy, even though the specifics of what was happening was a little different for me.
Gotcha. So the calm energy you felt like that was expressed.
Calm and the invigoration too with Dan. You definitely captured like this movement. There was a lot of just that energy
Yeah, I hear you. So how about for you guys? Maybe one brief thing. Do we have time to do that, Vicky?
Yeah.
For each one of the movers to say, how was it like for you? Kevin, do you want to start since you went first?
Okay. To begin with, how I interpreted it is that she was so excited about the work, and then I realized too late that the work is focused on dance. I thought I was typing because it represents the nature of work, and then I used the notebook to represent that I am making a schedule, then checking, and then when I made a schedule, then I feel calm. And then I interpreted being calm by breathing in and out. And then I did the firework as part of the calming exercises as what my mom learned from UCLA Arts and Healing, social emotional arts. Yeah.
Thanks,
That
Kevin.
I use those things that I've learned and the interpretations of what I've dance based of what I've known from someone.
I hear you. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Kevin, and for moving. How about you, Dan? How was it like?
It was great. It was, a moment I was like, I'm not exactly sure when I should start, but then I just kind of waited for the right moments and just kind of let it go. So it was interesting to let it kind of ebb and flow between us all. And I just also really appreciated Valerie saying that she found time to do self-care and, even though it was different than the way we were representing it, I'm sure it was invigorating, all that stuff, but it's sometimes in even those good moments is when you kind of forget to do stuff to take care of yourself. So it was important for me to help try and capture that as well.
Yes, self-care. Awesome. Thanks, Dan. And then finally, last but not least, Martha, how was it for you? Oh, you're muted. We can.
I was a little bit nervous, but then at the end, also like Dan, I didn't know when it's going to be my time to do it. But well, I was trying to. I keep in my mind that she was working with Thriving during the pandemic, and I think that she communicate peace. So I was trying to bring yes.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. This was great. So literally we have 1 minute. What do you think, Vicky?
Yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody. I know it was not easy. I'm sure to be vulnerable and put your bodies out there in that way. And so just really appreciate your time and your openness and your hearts to show up today and to be here and kind of help to hold that space for everybody. And so, yeah, April, I don't know how we're doing.
It's 5 o'clock. Yeah. I just want to thank everybody. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining us. For more information about our upcoming Hope sessions and trainings, please head over to our website. And we also have a few more trainings that are listed on the screen now. Thank you, Chloe and Vicky, for a beautiful workshop. Thank you all for attending and for being brave and jumping in.
Yeah, and yes, I think someone asked if we want to stay in touch. Sure, we didn't have time for Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, Vicky and I are definitely open to communicate.
One question, is it possible to see the video?
I put the video link in the chat.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, April. And thank you, everyone. This was great. Let's stay in touch. Hopefully we'll get to do it live.
Thank you.
And this information will be in the follow-up email as well. So the contact information that's listed here. So
there's some questions I think here at April, but
okay. Oh, how do we get the CEUs?
Oh yes, that'll be in the email as well. We'll contact you about the CEUs. Okay.
Contact email the instructors for follow-up questions.
Where is the
The contact email of the instructors for follow-up questions?
Their Facebook and Instagram links are on the slide, and they'll also be in the email when we email you after the program.
We have our email address on there. Can I put that in the chat really quick?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And just do info at letsdanceit.com. So that email you can use to reach both Chloe and myself.
Would you say it, please? What the email address is?
Info, INFO at letsdanceitout.com. So
Letsdanceitout.com. No punctuation, right?
No.
Great.
Info at letsdanceitout.com.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.